you all are doing great. It's me, Nikki here, and I figured since it's lunchtime, I would share with you how I make my perfect grilled cheese sandwich. So let's jump right in. Okay, friends, it all starts with the bread. Fresh bread is so good when you're making a grilled cheese sandwich. If you cannot make it at home, which is the first option, you can always hit up your local bakery in your grocery store and get fresh bread. So there's always that easy option. And of course, butter. It would not be a grilled cheese sandwich if we did not have that yummy butter. I love butter. And that's probably my downfall. But I take a slab of butter, and that's what I'm going to use on the bread, and I will show you that in a minute. But you also need a cheese, and I prefer mozzarella cheese. I'm a lover of mozzarella cheese. And then also, I always, on every grilled cheese sandwich, another staple cheese is a great cheddar cheese. And I like to shred my cheese. You can use slices, and that's often what a lot of people do, but when you want to just kind of have that extra special grilled cheese, it's the way to go. And then, of course, mayo. So I first am going to slice my bread, and when I slice my bread, I do like it to be a little chunkier than your average, loaf of bread that you buy in the store, and that's because I like to have my grilled cheese with a nice tomato soup, and it's nice to have that chunky bread from your grilled cheese sandwich to dip into your soup, and those ends are really great to save for your soup also. So I would say about 3/4 of an inch is the thickness that I prefer for my grilled cheese sandwich. So after we slice our bread, I am going to prep the bread before I actually put cheese on it. But before I do that, I do want to go ahead and start grating my cheese and getting that ready. And then I'll start the process of making the grilled cheese sandwich. And so these are going to make nice, large sandwiches. So that's going to be yummy. And so I have my grater, my just simple grater here, and I'm just going to simply kind of grate enough cheese. And this, friends, is where I believe it comes to choice. If you like a lot of cheese, put a lot of cheese. If you like a little, put a little. But of course, who wants a little bit of cheese? So I would say that for this size sandwich, I would put probably about maybe 3/4 cup of cheese of each one on it, because I want it to really be really yummy and gooey and all of that. Now, after I have all of the cheeses grated, what I like to do is just blend them together and go ahead and pre-mix my cheeses and intermingle them together before I actually put them on the sandwich. That'll give great balance throughout the sandwich. Then I'm going to turn on my stove from that point, and I want to turn it to medium and get it nice and ready to prep the bread. And how I do that is I put a little bit of that butter in the pan just to coat the top of the pan, and that's also going to coat your bread. But then what I do is on the outer portions of the bread, I'm going to put mayo, and I'm just going to put a thin coat of mayo, and that's going to make the bread really nice and toasty. I love that about it, and bring that little savory tang to it. And so I just put a thin coat. I don't put it not too chunky, but just a little thin coat on the outside. So this is going to be actually the side of my sandwich that is on the outer, and then on the inner it will be definitely that butter. So this is what I like to call prepping my bread. I just go ahead and I'm kind of just putting the mayo on one side, I'm putting the butter on the other side, and I'm going to let it get slightly toasted. Not all the way done, but I just want it to get slightly toasted before I actually start cooking or making my grilled cheese sandwich. So now that my bread is prepped, I am ready to put on the cheese. And the great thing about a grilled cheese sandwich is you can tweak it so many ways. If you want to add things like sauteed onions or tomatoes, whatever you want, even a nice ham or anything, you can tweak it to really be a great sandwich. And so this is how your bread is going to look once it's tweaked, and now you're ready to just go in and make that sandwich. So I'm going to take my 2 slices, because I'm actually making 2 sandwiches, one for Mike and one for myself, and I'm loading it down with that cheese. And this is the part that I love, because I know that my deliciousness is almost about to reach my mouth. And so then I sit it on the stove, and I'm going to just let it cook on each side for, I would say, about 3 minutes. And then I will flip it, and I will cook on the other side for about another 3 minutes. And you can tell as the cheese starts to melt, it starts to get yummy, and your bread is nice and toasty, and you really know that you're going to have a really delicious sandwich. So you're letting this cook on each side for about 3 minutes, and after it cooks for 3 minutes on one, you want to flip it around, like I said, and just kind of let the other one, and you'll see that bread gets beautiful and toasted, and that mayo has helped contribute to that also. And then you have that nice buttery interior of your sandwich. And then now it's time to plate these sandwiches and get that soup ready so that Mike and I can have a delicious lunch. So I like to get it plated, and then what I like to do is I like to slice them at an angle. This just makes for the best eating because it gives you that little corner of your bread to dip into your soup, the little corner of the bread, so I love that. And I love the combination of the cheddar and the mozzarella, topped with a little tomato soup with a little dab of sour cream in there, and you're talking about delicious. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing how I make my perfect grilled cheese sandwich. If you have any questions, please let me know. I hope you all are off to a beautiful lunch this afternoon if you're on the East Coast, and have a beautiful day, my friends. And before I go, I want to remind you that my InStyle box is still open. I'll link it below. I will see you at the next video, and this is Nikki saying